Hello, good evening. My name is Mami Techua and you are live on Imago Live Media. Welcome and thanks for watching. Please, if you come online, share, like and comment. I would really appreciate your comment and your questions, anything on your mind. This is a discussion. So if you come online, let me know. Let me know you are here and ask away. So today's topic is about an advice I'm giving to young brides. So as usual, I have my notes here that I would like to talk to everyone about. So first of all, my advice to young brides is that you should respect your husband. Respect, for me, in my opinion, respect is more important than love when it comes to any relationship, and especially marriage. Respect is very important. Respect is earned. If you're going to talk about respect, we should know that respect is earned. You should earn your respect, and it's reciprocal. You give respect and you take respect. You can't be disrespecting your spouse and then expect that your spouse would respect you back. No, it's not done like that. So you respect your wife or your husband, and then she will in turn respect you. Respect is very important in any relationship, especially marriage. You should respect your husband. Respect as in, let me take the Bible verse that says that pardon, my Muslim brothers should pardon me and our atheist friends. Let me go to the Bible today. The Bible says that the woman should submit to her husband as Christ submitted himself to the church. So in my opinion, I think in the act of submission is respect. You should submit to your husband, not as a slave thing, not in a master-servant relationship. No, you should submit to him that he is the head of the family. He is your head, like Christ was the head of the church. So you submit to him, you respect his wishes. If you have an opinion, everybody has an opinion in marriage. Etisa Asante is watching. Etisa, thanks for watching. And we all do have opinions in marriages. And so if you have an opinion or you have a suggestion, you should bring it to your spouse or your husband respectfully. You don't go shouting on him outside, even though he might have wronged you outside in public. You don't go disrespecting back. You come home and then you tell him, oh darling, what you did today, I didn't appreciate it. You disrespecting me or shouting at me in public. So you be the virtuous woman in the Bible. Know how to relate to your husband. Do you understand? I am talking to wise women here. Know how to relate to your husband. Don't go disrespecting your husband in public. Don't disrespect him at home, especially in front of children. If you have kids, don't disrespect your husband in front of your children. So respect. How do you treat your husband in public? It's not even about how you talk to him. How do you treat him? In Tree, we say di ukununi, dinini. You see, obasima udi ukununi. You respect him. So that is what I am talking about. Respect. If you are married, if you're a young bride, one thing that is going to sustain your marriage is respect. You should respect your husband. If you have an opinion, you can bring it to your husband and discuss it. Sometimes we all know men make mistakes. Men are not the repository of wisdom. So sometimes we do have very interesting and diverse views as wives. but then you should discuss it with your husband before you go implementing anything. That is respect. Udi uknuni. Me patcher says, oh, adwene bia. E was say, ne papa mu no. And by force, so you have your right, you have the right as a human being to do whatever you want to do with your life or with your opinion or with your ideas. But immediately you become married, the Bible says, and the two shall become one. So you go discuss your opinions, your dreams with your husband, and then that is where you might also have an idea on how to go about it or how to implement your idea. Godfred Watcher is watching. Thanks for Godfred for watching. So you go discuss it with him. He might have a better idea on how to implement it or a worse idea, but it is good as a wife to discuss your opinions and views and anything on any issue with your husband before you go implementing it. That is respect. How you treat him, how you honor him, that is respect. And it takes about 50% of marriage. If you want your marriage to be sustained, respect comes in about 50. Respect. If you ask me what is going to sustain your marriage, in my opinion, I would say respect, and respect. Other issues comes in about the fourth or fifth point. Respect will take the first three. Respect is very important, and as a young bride, that respect is going to sustain your marriage. So that is the first point. So I would go to the second point. Please forgive me, I have jotted down some points I would like to discuss. So the second point I'm going to discuss this evening is that separate your family stuff from your marriage. When you get married, say, oh warrior, only ukunu abeye honam baako. Ain't no separate or family now who free mu na ba warrior na se no issues if you are warrior, because only ukunu abeye one family. You and your husband have become one family. So separate your family issues from your marital issues. So if your husband, you and your husband have problems, start having problems, don't start going reporting them to your family. No, find ways and means to resolve those issues at home between you and your husband. Don't go discussing your marital issues in your family. It might breed disrespect for your husband, because maybe cry won't something say they sit here. Family so be your moya. No, you have to separate your marital issues and your family issues. Separate the two. Know how to deal with them. This is for wise women. Know how to deal with your family and your husband. These are two different things. You and your husband have become one. So you guys are supposed to treat everything as a family. If you get married, you and your husband have become one family. And so if you have any issue, try to sort it with your husband first or your wife first before it goes outside your marriage. It's as simple as that. If you want to maintain your marriage, it is very important. If you want to be married for life, 1, you should respect your husband. 2, you should learn how to separate your marital stuff from your family stuff. Those are two different things. So I'll go to the third point. It's just like how I wrote it. It says, don't ever discuss what is going on in your marriage to your family. Remember, you are also starting your family. It's as simple as that. You are starting your family with your husband. So don't go discuss your marital issues with your family. You and your husband are a separate family on your own. You are going to have children and create your own family. So you don't go discussing your marital issues with your family. Secondly, Asagana wants to be in the video. Okay, hold on. So my second point is, under the don't go and discuss your family, don't go and discuss your marriage with your family. There's another point. Don't discuss your husband with your siblings. They would disrespect how
Hello.
and it's true.
My camera is bad. I'm
It's bad.
enjoying your show.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Do you have anything to say about the topic being discussed?
Um, um, I've been following your show from day one to now, and then I think you are educating us, we the young ones, that are
Anything
about
is
to marry
terrible.
or
So
relationship things. Uh, I'm encouraging people to watch a show. It's a very nice show, and you are putting a lot of words, wisdoms into our head. So keep
thank
up the
you.
good work. Keep up the good work.
Well, I will. That's the point of it. It's to keep the married ones married and hope. And so let's continue. So the third one is don't continuously visit your parents home all in the name of missing them. Remember they started like you. So it's true. You are married. Stay at your marital home. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to your parents' house. But don't go gallivanting into your parents' house all the time, saying you are missing them. You are missing them. They also started like you. So when you are married, stay married. Your husband is now your parent, your best friend, your everything, your every that. So you don't keep going home all the time. And I may come and mommy ho, one two, may come papa ho, one two no, ukunu to cut and then I'll call papa ho or call mommy one. How would you feel? So it's as simple as that. If you are married, make sure you build your house by staying at home. Stay at home. It's as simple as that. Don't go to your parents and be saying, I miss you, dad, I miss you, mom. The person you are supposed to be missing is your husband. The person you're supposed to be missing is your husband. So, let's go to the next point. Be a very wise wife and let your husband be proud of you wherever he goes. Be a wife. As I was saying, today's show is for the wise woman. Be a wise wife. A wise wife entails a lot. A wise wife is like the proverbial Abigail. A wise wife is like the biblical Abigail who knows how to maintain a home, who knows how to calm her husband down when he's angry. So be a wise wife. Let your husband be proud of you. Even if he doesn't tell you, let your husband be proud of you. It's as simple as that. A wise wife, ọba a onim nyansa, let me say it in key. Ọba a onim nyansa no, onim ni kunu yɛ nkɔm. Onim sɛ ne kunu ofi adwuma ɛba no, ɔkɔ na n'anim nti sɛ ɔba no wɔ mu na nti ekyerɛ sɛ ebi a ɔkɔ adwuma no, biribi asi wɔ adwuma mu nti no, ɛwɔ sɛ n'edodo n'akoma. A wise wife, ɛte sɛ Abigail no a ɔwɔ Bible mu no, ne kunu akoma da ne nsam te sɛ nsuo. Ɔno na etumi direct nso ne beebi ɛwɔ sɛ ɛkɔ. Nti ɛyɛ simple. Yɛ ɔbɛyɛ nyansafoɔ ɛwɔ awaare mu. You should be let me add it. Let me add smart. You shouldn't just be a wise wife. You should also be a smart wife. And let me say this is very important. Don't go rubbing your shoulders with your husband. Your husband is your head. Don't go rubbing your shoulders with your husband. You are the woman. When you are not married, only ukunu yɛ pɛ. Sɛ mo nware ya, only ukunu yɛ pɛ. Even in God's eyes, there is no man, there is no woman. If we all pray, God listens. Okay. Thank you. you. Imago says my sound is too low. I hope it's better now. Let me know if it's better now, so I can use a microphone if I have to. If you marry, you you are below your husband. Your husband not below as you are not human, as you are a slave or anything. But your husband is your head. You are the wife. You submit to your husband's opinion, your husband's headship. That is the right word. The sound is too low. Can you check that? I don't know why my sound is too low. Gossip, you are funny. You are very funny. So, if you get married, don't go and be rubbing shoulders with your husband. Your husband is your head. You are the wife. It's as simple as that. Don't go and be rubbing shoulders. Don't make your husband feel less of a man. Make him proud. Boost his ego. Men have this natural ego. Boost it up. It's a koko. Mark knows or a dema. Who ne headship. You respect his headship as the husband of the house, as the man of the house. You respect his headship. It's as simple as that. For me, who didn't say I was about or disrespecting you. I was so ni ti bema yo ti ni ti no ne headship no. I was all respecting them and the headship. Another point is just keep your marital stuff out of your friend, your other relationship, your friends, your family, your community. Your marital issues are for you. Don't go discussing everything in your marriage with friends. Not everybody smiling with you is your friend or likes you. Thank you, thank you. He said it's better now. Don't go and be discussing your marital issues. Okay, Gossip says the sound is not your fault. It's a network. I'm facing the same network problem here. Oh, okay. So, sorry, your network is terrible. But all I'm saying is that don't go discussing your marital issues with friends, especially. Even family, it could be siblings. Don't go discussing your marital issues with your siblings, whether they are good or not. Not everybody smiling with you is your friend or wants you to cruise forward in life. So keep your marital issues to yourself. If you are facing marital problems, the right people to talk to is your parents or your family, or you go see a counselor for you to be counseled. We all need counselors. We all do. So if you're having marital problems, you see a counselor. Don't go discussing with your friends. At first, an issue shared was a house solved. These days, an issue shared is gotten for a whole community. Don't go and be discussing your marital issues with friends. Your repetition is very important. That is why I have been repeating the same thing. I have made that mistake before and I regret it up until today. Don't go discussing your marital issues with friends. It will not end well. It will not end well. Don't discuss your marital issues with friends. You don't say I did not warn you. Or if you have already experienced that, let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you already experienced that before. What down for now for our remote material. But the community gossip from one kasa. When you say ya, don't touch what would touch when you ma ban aka before we come say ya. And for come our remote and share what down for ya. In fact, your husband or your wife is your best friend. And that is why you should marry your best friend. So that if you have issues, you guys can resolve it by yourself. Well, Let me go to the next one. Food. It's about food. Food is the way to men paradise and happy home. It's as simple as that. Bema, ni yam kom. You have to. Also, ukulu yam kom. Aduane, ọbẹbẹ fie na aduane ayẹ ready. Ẹnyẹ sẹ, bẹẹma na ba abẹduru fie no, afẹ na aduane si so. Ukunu bɛdɔw a aduane no aka ho. Nti kwan sɛ woma aduane ka wo fie. Ɛwɔ sɛ wohu sɛdeɛ yɛsi ɛyɛ ahɔhoɔ. Ɔhɔhoɔ ba wo fie a, how to treat visitors. Food. Oh, Godson says the same thing happened to me. That is why I'm not dating for now. Just dating a fool. It's true. You shouldn't go discussing your marital issues with friends. It will not end well. So we have moved on. So we are now on to food. Don't go don't go and starve your husband. Don't starve your business. Whether they are your business or your husband's business. Feed them. If there is food at home, there will be happiness and joy at home. It's as simple as that. Sɛ aduane wɔ fie a anigye wɔ fie. Fi sɛdeɛ fie a ahɔhoɔ. Sɛ ahɔhoɔ ba wɔ fie a sɛdeɛ wobɛsi ama ɔmo aduane. Ɛnfa so sɛ ɛyɛ wɔ ahɔhoɔ anaasɛ nkunu ahɔhoɔ. Ɛwɔ sɛ ahɔhoɔ ba wɔ fie ɔmo didi. Ɔmo nom nsuo. Sɛ aduane ne nsuo wɔ fie a da biara anigyeɛ ɛwɔ wo fie. Ɛyɛ futuo a mede ma young bride. Ɛyɛ fie wansɔ. Nti sɛ wokɔ ne ɛbɛwie mu a ɔsɛ ɔsɛ anaa wosɛ reduce the number of friends. The man married you. He did not marry your friend. Ɛmfa awareɛ ne nkɔyɛ nnamfosɛm. Ɛmfa awareɛ ɛnkɔ nkɔyɛ nnamfosɛm. Your husband married you and not your friend. I am not saying you should not keep friends. You should keep friends, but you should limit how they be trooping in your house and trooping out of your house. The man married you alone and not your friend. So you should be wary of friends when you get married. I am not saying you should not keep friends. Friends are very important in life. Even Jesus had a friend when he was on earth. And so friendship is very important. But you should know how to deal with your friends when you get married. They should not be trooping in and out of your house, your marital home. No. Your husband married you alone, not your friend. Sometimes your friends can betray you to your husband. They'll be telling you things you have done and have not done. They can snatch your husband. So be careful of friends. They will tell people what you have done, things you have not done. So when you marry, your husband should be your best friend. If God blesses you with children, your children should become another best friend you have. Your husband and your children. Don't go and be keeping best friends and then they'll be coming, they'll be sleeping in your house, they'll be going, they'll be coming. You don't say I did not warn you. So we are moving on to the next point. There is no such thing as a model marriage. Every marriage is unique. Your success or your failure depends on you. And it's true in every sense. There is no model marriage. What will work for me would not work for my elder sister or my big sister. Because my husband is coming from a different home. Their husbands are coming from a different home. And marriage entails a lot. So my husband might be giving me a lot of money, but might not be doing household chores. And their husband might be doing household chores, babysitting, but will not be giving them money. And so if I go and envy their marriage because their husbands are doing household chores, then I am shooting myself in the foot because they might also be envying me because my husband also gives me a lot of money. So there is no model marriage. If your marriage is going to succeed, it depends on you. If your marriage is going to fail, it also depends on you. You should make sure that you are getting married for life. You only get out of the marriage if there is death Or if there is abuse, I wouldn't just say physical abuse. If there is abuse, you can leave. But if your marriage is going to work, it depends on you. If it's going to succeed or fail, it depends on you. There is no model marriage. Don't go comparing your marriage to your friend's marriage or your sister's marriage. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. So that is the advice I'm giving to our young guys. Let's move on. Today we are going to have a long night. So let's begin. I wrote this, but it's funny. You should learn more textiles. Don't go every day missionary now that missionary now that missionary now that the man will be doing all the work. No, you should learn more textiles. These days, all information is on the internet. All information you need about sex is on the internet. Don't go and be doing things in marriage. When it comes to sex, no. Don't go and be doing polygamy. When you get married, everybody knows you're having sex already. So don't go and be pretending as if you're the holiest man in the world. No. You should, if maybe you married a virgin and then you didn't know how to have sex and all that before you got married, you should Google. There is most information on Google. Learn about sex, how to pleasure your mind, how to pleasure yourself, how to enjoy sex. God said, you are funny. You said correct for 10 points. Don't go and be doing holy call in marriage. It does not work that way. Somebody come and do bambali and take your husband from you. You would not understand. You might cook, you might respect, you might do all the things I have listed. If you call, would that come out looking also? But if the sex is terrible and somebody gives him a mind blowing sex, my dear, I tell you, he's leaving. He is leaving. So go and learn sex styles. Sex styles, and then there are books on sex. We are lucky. Our generation is an informative generation. We are lucky. So there's a lot of information online, on the internet, in books. Everywhere you go, there is information on the radio. People are educating people on how to have sex, how to pleasure your man, blow jobs, hand jobs, all these things. Cowgirl, reverse cowgirl. Anya hana me ba sex styles. But you should learn how you should. There is a lot of information on sex, so you should go online and Google, read books on sex, and then pleasure yourself, pleasure your man. If the sex is good, my dear, you are hooked. He's hooked to you. He has nowhere to go because even if your husband goes out and then he has similar sex or sex to what he's having to you, and then you respect, you are a good cook and all that to him. Why would he cheat on you when he's having the same thing and he's going to have the same thing in the house? Why would he go out? No same man will go out when they're all now the same thing or even better. Go and learn how sex styles, all the sex styles. Learn it. How to pleasure yourself. How your man is supposed to pleasure you. If the man is not doing something right, you should tell him, touch me this way, touch me that way, kiss me this way, kiss me that way. So that you all pleasure your sex is for pleasure. Don't go and then say that some people say they have no orgasm before. Well, I don't know how it works for some people. I think there might be some scientific explanation for that. But if you read a lot about sex and then how to pleasure your man and tell him he should do this to you, he should do that to you, I think you are going to enjoy the sex. You are going to enjoy it. Your husband is going to enjoy it. So why would he go out? If you are hygienic, your pussy is neat, there are no discharges, there is no odor, it's tight, it's wet and all that. Why would your husband go out? He's stuck to you for life. He would go out and then he'll know that no, I have better things to chop at home. He'll come back to you. So as a young bride, these are the advice I have for you. Learn sex styles. Learn all the sex styles you can learn. I'm not saying go and do things that are impossible, but there are some basic sex styles that is available for everybody. Everyday missionary, the men say they are tired. So I should tell you that they are tired for the missionary. So, madam, change your style. Change your style. Change your style. The men say I should tell you that they are tired, so you should change your style. The next point is about in-laws. If you want your marriage to go far, if you want to stay with your husband for life, respect his family, your in-laws. Don't go disrespecting them. I am not saying you should go and be buddy with them, but you should respect your in-laws. It's a simple. Respect. Respect your in-laws. Respect your husband. Respect your, don't go insulting them. This is Africa. If you marry the whole family. You marry, sometimes you even marry a whole community. Sometimes you even marry a whole tribe. It's like that in Africa. So if you you are married, respect your in-laws, especially your direct in-laws, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your sister and your brother-in-law. Respect them, give them the maximum respect. And then they will give, when I started the show, I said respect is reciprocal. If you respect them, they are going to return the respect. They will reciprocate it. But if you disrespect them and they respect you back, you be crying foul. No, respect is earned. Make sure you earn your respect. Don't go anybody with them, but respect them. Give them the gap, but respect them. You, I have said my own. Communication. Communication. Another one, communication. In fact, communication is the key to a successful marriage. Let me repeat it. Communication is the key to a successful marriage. If you want your marriage to go far, to sustain your marriage until the end, communication is key. If your husband offends you, you should let him know. Sometimes he doesn't even know he has offended you, but you'll be holding grudges. And then it will become an unresolved grudge. And then you'll be boiling it down, boiling it down, boiling it down. And one day you are going to explode. And it's going to create a bigger problem. Communication is a vital thing in marriage. So if you want your marriage you move. If you want your marriage to move, if you want your marriage to move forward, don't forgo communication in your marriage. Don't forgo communication in your marriage. Talk to your husband in anything. Talk to your husband. Let him know your dreams, your aspirations. What you, in fact, your husband is your best friend. Even what you went to town, what happened in town that day, I think you should discuss it. What happened at work that day, you should discuss it. It's nice. Communication is key in every relationship. Communication is key in every marriage. Communication is key. As a young bride, don't go and be bottling down things. Sometimes your husband doesn't even know that he has offended you, and here you are holding grudges. So if you don't tell him, how would he know that he has offended you for him to apologize or for you to trash things out? So it's very important. It is very important to communicate, to talk about issues. Sometimes communication is not about you talking. Body language is part of communication. Let him know that what he has done, you don't like it. And nobody on earth that you tell him or her that, oh darling, this thing or that thing you did, I don't like it, I did not like it. Don't repeat it. And the person will keep repeating the things that you said you don't like. No, it does not happen like that. So you should talk to your spouse or your partner that this and that happened and I didn't appreciate it.
The enemy guys can cash things out. Don't go bottling things down. You will explode, and it will generate into a bigger thing that solving it will become hard. So you should be solving petty issues. As somebody buyer, you shouldn't sleep on it. When you guys have issues, I feel like you shouldn't sleep on it. You should try and solve it that day or the following day at dawn. You should. I have said this before on my on a previous life I did. You should trash issues out. Petty issues graduate into bigger grudges. Don't let your issues escalate into things that would move to your family members or counselors. You should try and trash them out when you can. Okay? So let's move on. Oh, so this is our last point for the day. It says, treat him like a king. Treat him like there is no other man anywhere. Treat yourself good like he has nowhere to go. Like he's stuck on you. I'm stuck on you. You see that thing? So treat him like a king. You, personally, I feel like every marriage is a kingdom. You are the queen and he is the king. So treat your husband like a king and treat yourself, and he will treat you like a queen. Treat your husband like a king and he will treat you like a queen. Treat him like there is no other man on earth apart from him. In fact, there are billions of men on earth, and that is the man you saw and you said you loved him. So treat him like he's the only man that exists in the world. Treat him like a king, and he also treats you like a queen. So let's go over the points again. I said when you get married, obo, respect your husband. Respect your husband. It's very important. In fact, it's like half of the ingredients to a successful marriage. The way to make soup, and about half of it is respected, and you should know that it's very important. It's an important ingredient in marriage. Respect your husband. Respect your in-laws. Keep your marital issues out of your family. Don't discuss your marital issues with your friends, because not everybody discussing you are discussing, not everybody you laugh with likes you or wants you to grow or succeed in your marriage. So don't go and be discussing your marital issues with friends, especially. Sometimes even siblings, because sometimes there is this sibling rivalry and they don't want you to move forward. They want so don't go and be discussing your marital issues outside of your marriage. If anything, try to sort it out. Don't also go and be sharing your stuff, whether good or bad. And I'm making earrings, mommy, and I'm making duku, mommy, and I'm making necklace, mommy, to your friends. Some of them envy you low key. They can come and they would devise means to disintegrate your marriage. It will shock you. It will end in tears. Don't go and be discussing your marital issues with your friends. Your friends are your friends. I am not saying you should not keep friends. But that I was saying, I said early on, your friends are your friends. Keep them at bay. Don't let them into your marital home. Don't let them into your marital issues. Your husband married you and not your friend. Unless maybe your friend is also married to your husband's best friend. And don't go and discuss your marital issues with your friends. Some of these people, they hate you low key. They will not let you know. Especially those ones we call bestie. Or bestie, every day, bestie. Low key, not, or he or she is holding a knife and then stabbing you in the back. Be telling your husband and the community issues about you cry, you have not even dreamt about it or thought about it. But then she will be discussing those things with the community. These days, a problem shared is not a problem solved. These days, a problem shared is a topic for gossip. A problem shared is a topic for gossip for the whole community. What the one I'm holding said, what the when you'll be as a materials when you will be, and then they can ask them. Now when you say, is pado, what's them pado, I can then keep your marital issues to yourself. If a bro so assemble our seminar bro so you have family, I only am better. Say, okay, now bro family, you guys now they say what family what. There are counselors around. Get a counselor. Now on counsel. If I told me can't talk for and yet counseling amico, me can't someone talk for counseling. Get a proper counselor. If you go to these government hospitals, there are psychiatrists and all these people who have done counseling, family counseling. They will counsel you. I'm not saying me can't have someone who can't talk for. I'm about to about spiritual issues. But what can I say again? A physical, treating as physical. Mon copy counselor, and I say, mon pet, no parents, there are family. You guys can sort the issues out. Don't go and discuss it with friends. They will gossip about it. It will be topic for gossip in the whole community. When I'm near your can't happen, now we need to say you can't worry. So the only without worry. What's your worry for shit? When the mama for ni bread, go down for now, our friend and down for. Or no, they will pass someone. Worry some the engine, the womb, the what can the won't carry order now. If you have to be that emanate so you I mean you need to pull you. It's the last one. And your last one po. What so no on so no. Anyone come for respect them. I'm not saying you should be buddy with them, but respect them. You should respect your in-laws. You should respect them as you respect your own parents because they're the parents of your spouse. So you should respect your in-laws. But this one Friday is not for a new bride. As a new bride or as an old bride, you should respect your in-laws. It will make you go far in the marriage. Even if they don't like you, or when you can papa be and come farm because as a one be and come farm because oh warm. A go now them out for me, then are them out so. It's very important. Respect your in-laws. The next point I also stated was food. Don't let food exit from your house. When your husband comes from work, there should be food. When you get visitors, whether they are your visitors or your spouse's visitors, you should serve them with food. A house with food is a house with love. It's a house with joy. It's a house with happiness. Have food and drinks in the house in case you get visitors. For yourself, for your husband, for your children. Like the proverbial, the way to a man's heart is through his tummy. It's very true. It is very true. Learn how to cook if you know you are a bad cook. It is not too late. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that teaches how to cook particular recipes. So learn how to cook if you feel like you're a bad cook. But the bottom line is, the point I'm trying to make out here is you should make food available in your house all the time. There should always be food. And I also stated that you should learn a lot of sex styles. You shouldn't always be doing missionary, and the man will always be doing all the work. There are a lot of information online about sex, about fellatio. How do they call about oral sex, about blow jobs, about hand jobs, about licking, about sucking, giving head. There is a lot of information online. We are a very lucky generation. There is information for us. There are books on sex. There is a lot of information online about sex, positions, hygiene, how to keep your pussy clean, tight, wet, how to orgasm. They are all online. Go and learn. Marriage is a very big learning field. You learn a lot. Even old women are learning, not just young girls, young women. So learn. There is a lot of information online. Learn a lot of sex styles. If every day your man is doing your man is doing the work, you are lying down like a log, not to do anything. On Jeho, you don't moan, you don't do anything. And the guy goes out, now to be chin of pan or good bambalita or beji wuku. It's a connecticut sex style. Necosian textile is very important. Necosian textile is very important. And the last point I said, the last point, no, that was not the last point. I think the last but one point I also said was about you. There is no model marriage. Don't go comparing your marriage with your friend's marriage, with your siblings' marriage. There is no perfect marriage. Every marriage has its faults and attractions. So there is no model marriage. What will work for marriage A will not work for marriage B. It is as simple as that. So don't go and compare your marriage with your friend's marriage. Sometimes they even lie. They want their marriage to look superior to yours, so they can become and be telling you fairy tales. No, it is reality. Your marriage and that for more. It is the woman not the end that for man. Don't blame yourself that much, or don't go and compare your marriage to other people's marriage, because there is no model marriage. Bill Gates did a career dino. Bill Gates cry. He's the richest man. He used to be one of the richest man on earth, or he's one of the richest man on earth. They release a career dino. Na wo watch rubber, and after cocoa rubber, and our marriage ever be so. There are bumpy roads in marriage, and so don't go and compare your marriage to other people's marriage. It doesn't work that way. And the last point I would also state here is the last point I also state here is treat your husband like a king. Treat him like he's the only man in the world. And he will also treat you like a queen. It's as simple as that. So today, this is what I brought to us as a family. Imago Life Media family. This is what I brought today. And I hope you enjoyed it and you have learned one or two things from it. I am grateful for everybody who watched and who will watch. Thank you for watching too. And please do share. Let this message go and trend so that people who couldn't watch too can watch. Good evening. Have a very nice weekend and God bless you.